Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host of the most, as always, Francois878, and welcome to another episode of Warframe Whatever Days, the show where I tackle controversial topics in the Warframe community, and I do it on whatever day I damn well please. Today's topic is the Great Survival Debacle, as some people are calling it, of update 17.2.4. Now this update released the 26th, I believe, of August 2015, and basically this update had other parts to it, but the main part that we're going to be talking about today is the change to survival and the way that Digital Extremes was hoping to alter the game. I'm sure a lot of the people who are watching this have played survival matches with a Necros, or even without a Necros if you have the right team, and they know that if you can find a good spot to camp on a map, especially in the Void, that you are able to basically survive in this particular game mode off of just the small life support capsules that enemies drop, and that you don't really need to use the large life support capsules or the plentiful life support capsules in order to make it further into the game. And that leads to people, having screenshots of 7 or 8 or 9 of these plentiful oxygen capsules just sitting around collecting dust, not doing anything. Well, Digital Extremes didn't like that, and understandably so. This game type, it's not camping. It's not. Honestly, if you guys want to camp a single point in an endless defense, or in an endless game mode, there's a game mode. It's called Defense. Go play that. Survival, I understand what they were trying to do. Digital Extremes was trying to, in an artificial kind of way, they were trying to make people run around more and get the plentiful oxygen tanks, and discourage camping and survival, basically. And they did this by decreasing the usefulness of the small oxygen tanks. They went from, I believe, restoring 6 seconds of life support down to 4 seconds. And they also dropped, I believe, 10% less. So they were at about 90%. They had the drop rate of about 90% of pre-update 17.2.4. So, a little nerf. Not too bad. But people seemed to absolutely lose their fucking mind over... Like, this is the first big thing, other than the Excalibur Exalted Blade change from a few weeks ago. This has been the first real big thing that's happened since Update 17. Like, people were just out of... like, bonkers. Bonkers! Calling Digital Extremes everything under the sun in their own forums. That's not a good idea. Let's just say that. Personally, I think it was a lot to take in all at once. I think that if Digital Extremes had rolled out one or of the other of those two changes, they had either decreased the spawn rate of the oxygen takes or decreased the actual amount of time that they received at first, and then, wait a few months and then ease the second one in, I think that it would have been a little bit more well received, and I think that people might have not been just completely shocked by this, because really, when you think about it, with just one of those at a time, like 10% less, small oxygen tanks, whatever, that's not even a big thing. Even if you don't have a Necros in your party, that's no big deal, and personally, even with both these changes, I know a lot of people who sit and do nothing but camp one specific spot in survival and that's how they do it, and they have a specific set of frames that they... I mean, it's endless, you know, it's basically Draco in the Void, let's be honest. And so I understand why they did it. And I'm for changes to survival. And, you know, I liked experiencing, you know, well, this gameplay you're seeing here isn't anything extraordinary. It's definitely not, you know, a tier 4 survival or anything. You know, I liked the more franticness of it, and, you know, not being able to rely solely on those small oxygen tanks. However, Digital Extremes didn't listen to me. Shocker, I know. And they rolled out update 17.2.5 a day later, which actually in the video you see a hotfix coming up. That's actually update 17.2.5, and it is basically saying, hey, we're fixing a couple of things, blah blah blah, and we're reverting all of the survival changes back to pre 17.2.4. So everything is back the way it was, because the community is obnoxious and just went crazy over it. And, you know, two things with this. I think this is kind of a smart thing and kind of a not smart thing. I think Digital Extremes is picking their battles with this. I think that this is something that they're going to hold off on and re-release in a few months. This is definitely not an issue. I mean, they even said in the forum post for update 17.2.5 that they will revisit survival at a later date. This is not like this is going to get changed regardless. You know, and they're picking their battles, but they're also, you know, they're looking pretty good, because they're like, oh, well, we listened to the community and we changed something that we, you know, had initially rolled out, and, you know, based on community feedback. You know, they can say that. You know, so all the people who say, oh, Digital Extreme doesn't listen to the community, they all look fucking stupid. But I also think that, you know, this is not maybe the best step for DE based solely on giving in to the haters and the trolls and all this, not, you know, and not sticking to their guns on stuff. And we'll see. I'm looking forward to future survival changes. I liked the changes in 17.2.4. I didn't think they were so bad. If I want to camp one spot and rely solely on, you know, not do anything and not move, I just play defense personally. But that's just me. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing what they roll out in the future, definitely. But please, in the comment section, let me know what you guys think about 17.4 and 17.2.4 and 0.2.5. And, you know, let me know. This has been your host with the most, as always, Francois878, signing out.